Welcome back, everybody, to the Poker Model Hand Breakdown. Today we're going to show you an example of how your chip stack plays a crucial role in qualifying your hand on the flop. So we have these categories: good, bad, mediocre. If you have a smaller stack, some of your mediocre hands become good. So let's take a look at today's hand and see what we can do. So I'm sitting in the small blind. Blinds are 500, 1,000. I have 11,000 in chips, and I'm holding queen 8. Now 11,000 chips is a short stack. It's just 11 big blinds. So really, if there's any raise that happens, I know I'm going to fold. Let's see how it comes around. Okay, the action folds to the cutoff +1, who actually just calls 1,000 with 17,000 chips. So right out of the gate, we know, hey, look, this player is under 20 big blinds, and he's just calling. So unless he has pocket aces, it's pretty clear that he doesn't have a strong understanding of stack sizes. But we'll kind of take a skeptical look at him, but not assume that it's pocket aces. The button also calls 1,000, and then the action's on me. Now I have queen 8. We kind of showed you how in a previous example how if there's just calls in front of you, you're going to call with any two cards from the small blind. You're going to raise with big hands, but here we're just going to make the call with queen 8, and we're going to try to get to the flop. All right, the big blind checks, and the flop comes queen 10-3. The action's on me. Now, if I had a lot of chips, this would be a mediocre hand. This would be a hand that we don't really feel comfortable raising 5 times back and forth to get all in because it's probably not going to be a head. But with a short stack with 10 big blinds here, this top pair is a pretty good situation for me to get all in with. So that is my goal. Now, if I just bet out here, there's 4,000 in the pot. If I bet 2,000 and then I'm called by 1 or 2 players and then a king comes or an ace comes or something really sketchy comes, now I'm in a bad position because now I have like 8 big blinds left and I'm not really sure where I'm at, and it's going to be hard to put all my money in that way. So my goal here is definitely to get all in the flop. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a check and kind of hope that someone else makes a bet that I can then go all in over the top of. This will give me the best chance of being all in and dominating. Let's take a look at what happens. So I make a check. The big blind checks as well, and the original caller bets 3,000. Now the button folds and the action's back on me. So just like we talked about before, my goal was to be all in this spot. Queen 8 is a good hand here with my stack size, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an all-in move, and the action gets back to the person who bet 3,000 and he makes a call. So really I've accomplished my goal. There are going to be situations here where he does have pocket aces. Sometimes he'll have a queen with a higher kicker, but again, that's very unlikely because I have a queen in my hand and there's only so many. So I'm a lot of times going to be ahead here, and that's really all we can do, especially with a short stack. So he calls my all in, and he has king 10, which is great. So I have top pair, he has second pair. Again, as a poker player, I've done everything I can do right now to be all in and winning. You can see there's 25,000 chips in the pot, which means if I can win this pot, now I have a medium stack again. I can get deeper into the tournament. And sure, I had a 10 big blind kind of like small stack before the hand, but one little situation like this and I'm back in the game. So all I need to do is see the run out and hopefully I'm doubling up here. Let's see what happens. So a jack comes on the turn, which is definitely a scare card because now he has an open-ended straight draw, which means any ace, any 9, he still has a 10, and a king can beat me. So I'm a little bit scared at this point. And unfortunately, a king comes on the river and I'm out of the tournament. So really the point with this hand is, again, just to make sure that you're getting your money all in good as many times as you can, and in the long run you'll win. Of course, this stuff can happen. This is why we say just try to cash in 1 out of 6 tournaments. Because in this tournament you might lose this hand, in another one you might win, and that could take you to a final table. So again, let us know if you have questions. Thanks for checking in with us, and we'll see you on the next one. As always, thank you for joining us for another episode of the Poker Model Hand Breakdown. For more training tools and Texas Hold'em advice, subscribe to our YouTube channel or pay us a visit at thepokermodel.com to see our weekly articles, bi-weekly podcasts, and other episodes of the Poker Model Hand Breakdown. Until next time.